At looping through or iterating over a list. Last week we first looked at our very first for loop, that is a loop that iterates over the lines from a file. But we're going to find that for is used for a lot more things than just files. For can iterate over any sort of sequence or any sort of iterable that will iterate a certain number of times and then say when to stop. As you know, when a file is iterated over, we're looking at each line one at a time, and when we reach the end of the file object more or less says, okay, I'm done, there's no more items here. Well, looping through a list is very similar. If we want to look at each item separately, we can loop through or iterate over this list and see each item as we go. So as I loop, I should be able to see each item in turn, starting with the first, ending with the last, and executing the for block once for each item in the list. As I say, most containers are iterable, and there are other objects that we can look into that will be iterating with for in the same way. We looked at the file object, and as you can see, really the syntax for looping through an open file handle is pretty clear, and it's pretty much the same as looping through a list. And we're going to see this kind of elegance and consistency with a lot of features. Anytime you want to iterate over any kind of object, as long as it's iterable, we use the for something in object. For something means for whatever variable name. For line in file, for item in X, or really for any sort of variable that we want. We can use as a variable name, and that will represent each item in the iteration, that is each item in the sequence or object.